Hey everyone, Steve Milloy here. Have governments been making us dumber for generations with fluoridated drinking water? The federal government's National Toxicology Program has a new report out claiming that too much fluoride in drinking water may reduce IQ. Is this science or junk science? Let's acknowledge at the outset that too much of anything can be harmful. A basic principle of toxicology is that the dose makes the poison. There can be safe exposures to substances normally considered to be poisons, and harmful exposures to substances normally considered to be safe. It's all a matter of dose or exposure, and that can vary on an individual basis. The report claims to be a systematic review of the research on fluoridated drinking water and IQ, but that is misleading. The report is systematic in that it probably did examine the available published studies on fluoridation and IQ, but the problem is that none of that research is itself systematic. I'm going to focus on the epidemiology rather than the animal studies because the animal studies are not really meaningful to human experiences. Animal toxicology studies typically involve much higher exposures to substances that are relevant to humans, and mice are not little people, nor do they take IQ tests. Here are the three fundamental problems I see with the National Toxicology Program's report. First, despite the claim of a systematic review, the epidemiology studies themselves, again, are not systematic. They mostly involve very small local populations from poor countries like China, India, Mexico, and Iran, rather than being large, well-designed studies of representative populations in first world countries. You may systematically review all the published junk science, but that does not change the fact that it's all garbage in the first place. Second, IQ is multifactorial in nature. It's part genetics and part environment, meaning the many varied circumstances of how children are raised. Slight differences in IQ are not suitable for study via epidemiology because epidemiologists have no means of credibly considering all the developmental factors that go into IQ test results. Third, epidemiology is useful only for large risks of rare outcomes. Lung cancer, for example, is a relatively rare disease. Heavy smokers have a much higher risk of lung cancer than non-smokers. That is a relationship that was credibly identified through epidemiology. But attributing slight differences in IQ test results to water fluoridation based on inadequate and poor quality data from small non-represented populations is just not credible. None of this is an attempt to justify or slam fluoridated drinking water. The rationale for fluoridated drinking water is probably evaporated over time anyway. We have fluoridated toothpaste and fluoride supplements. Merely drinking tap water is not an effective dental hygiene plan in the first place. You have to brush your teeth. All I'm saying here is that the government claim that fluoride reduces IQ is junk science. Stay up with the latest in junk science. Follow me on X at Junk Science and my website, junkscience.com. Thanks for watching.